Welcome back to my channel. Today, making a very different type of video. This is a video probably most people wouldn't really expect me to make, but this is something I want to put out there for anyone who's like me, who, needs these books or didn't know you need these books, and hopefully this can kind of introduce them to you in a way that is more relatable than, some old head giving you the book and telling you to read it. I want to be telling you guys about 2 books that will guaranteed 100% make you successful. Not just by reading it, but if you apply what you learn in these books in your life. Now look, I'm not, some multi-millionaire yet. I'm not extremely successful yet. But just by implementing the lessons in these books into my life, it has brought me success in many different aspects. And I'll go into them when we talk about the books, right? Each book I kind of broke it into 3 different lessons. These are like the 3 main things from each book that I kind of took and really implemented into my life, and they definitely have brought change, if not success. All right, and the first book is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Now, this book was actually recommended to me by my librarian back in high school. Shout out to Mr. Piesick, cool guy, and he definitely knew what he was talking about when he recommended me this book. So How to Win Friends and Influence People, silly how it sounds. It's going to teach you a lot of things. It's going to help with your interactions, right? How you meet someone, how you approach someone. It's going to help with your relationship skills, with the friends you already have. Maybe you're trying to pull the hottest girl, whatever it may be. Your family. This book will help you with all relationships, situations, whatever it may be. So first thing, interactions, like I said, whether friendships, business, right? You want to meet someone and you want to make an impression. You don't want to just meet them and, they forget about you the next day. Second, relationships. Not just, being so much of a good friend or, being a good husband, wife, or whatever your situation may be. But what I really liked in this book was how much it kind of helped you learn how to be more of a leading person, right? Me, I like to be a motivation and inspiration to my friends, my peers, right? Not like a leader, like someone, kind of bossing them around, but someone that can motivate them and help lift them up with me. So this definitely talks a lot about, different strategies and different ways to become a leader in not just, maybe your friend group, but in life. And the third thing, first impressions, right? One of the biggest things that it talks about in this book is remembering a person's name. This is a quote. Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language, right? It talks about being a good listener when you meet someone. What do people love to do? They love to talk about themselves. So don't be the person that talks about yourself, right? Be the person that listens, because if you can be a listener to someone, they're going to want to engage in conversation. And if you're looking at it on a business side, your network is your net worth. So definitely recommend this book if you're trying to elevate your life in business, relationships, all of life. And the second book I want to talk about, the most influential, the most, eye-opening book I've ever read. This is actually the first self-growth book I read, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, this book was gifted to me by one of my best friends and one of my mentors, Jonathan Boone. And dude, this book is insane. First thing I want to talk about is manifest. If you don't believe that what you manifest, what you tell yourself, what you put out into the universe isn't what comes back to you, then you need to read this book and you need to change your mindset right away, because almost every single example of famous and successful people, the one thing they did is when they were broke, when they were unsuccessful, when they weren't famous, is they told themselves that they already had everything they were trying to acquire, right? Everything you desire, if you tell yourself that you already have it, you will one day obtain it. The answers, the plan, the questions that you ask yourself, all those answers, the how will all come to you if you have the will and if you have the desires. Knowing what I want has brought me many things. Like, one example, in the beginning of my senior year, I didn't even have good grades. I wasn't really that close with the principals, teachers. I just kind of got by in school. But I told myself that I was going to give a speech at graduation. I didn't know how yet. I didn't know if I even could, but I knew I was going to give a speech no matter what. I kept telling myself that I will give that speech, and boom, guess what? I ended up giving a speech at graduation, right? I completely manifested that, and it just came. If you want change in your life, if you want new things, new experiences, read this book and start manifesting. Second key thing from this book is mindset. I always had a pretty strong, motivated mindset, but I learned so much from this book, different quotes, different lessons, ways to just stay motivated, right? Because motivation won't always be there. Discipline must take over. Lots of great ways to just grow and strengthen your mindset, that mindset that you need to succeed. And the third topic I'm talking about is mastermind. Now, the mastermind group, which is one of the many small little chapters and lessons in this book, this is something that's very important to me because I took this mastermind group and applied it to my life right after reading it. So a mastermind group is when you have maybe 2, 3, 4, doesn't matter how many people, but when you take 2, 3 great minds and you put them together, a third mind is created, right? When everything's in perfect harmony. So say I have this set amount of skills and talents, and my friend here, he knows how to do this, my other friend knows how to do this, right? When we all come together, there's problems, there's things we can solve, there's ideas that we wouldn't have been able to come up on our own, if that makes sense. So the mastermind is just a bunch of great minds coming together to reach our goals and achieve success. So I can make a whole video on mastermind group, bro. This stuff is literally easy win. Like, it's literally think and grow. That's all you have to do. You do not need this high level school education. And I'm gonna literally prove it to everyone that with hard work, determination, and mindset, you can become extremely successful. And it sounds crazy to come from me now, but a few years from now, people are gonna watch this video and it won't sound so crazy. And this third book I'm gonna throw in, which is kind of a bonus, is this book that was also gifted to me by one of my best friends, one of my mentors, Sensei Mike, who's very successful. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. Look, I said this video is for teens. This is a good book to read. Now, a lot of the stuff in here, I kind of already knew because I grew up with a mentor like Sensei, and a lot of things, I kind of learned from my parents, whatever it may be. But I can see a lot of people really benefiting from this book. So if you feel like you need help kind of with your mindset, with how to set and achieve goals and just how to take your life to the next level, this is definitely a quick read, and I'm currently rereading it. I did read it before, but it just has so many cool things in there. You can actually write in a pen with it. Like, it has a lot of open-ended things you just write a quick answer to. So pretty cool book, and it's nice that it's actually directed towards people my age. I mean, I'm 19, I'm an adult now, but I still kind of feel like a teen. So those were 3 books that I recommend you definitely read if you're in high school, middle school, kind of still young, but read them, check them out, and comment down below any books you recommend for me, because I'm always looking for new books to read. Right now I'm reading, it's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So give me some suggestions and subscribe for more videos.